Bosch invented the automotive oxygen sensor in 1976 and has been a leader and primary innovator of the technology ever since. Today, Bosch is the largest original equipment producer of oxygen sensors and the brand preferred by automotive technicians in the independent aftermarket. From the first thimble-type sensors to today's advanced wideband air-fuel sensors, Bosch has consistently led in innovation and as a market leader. Bosch oxygen sensors have a seared protection tube as the result of our rigorous 100% functionality test. This ensures sensor quality and performance. All oxygen sensors need a clean reference air sample in order to function properly. Other manufacturers' sensors usually draw this air from outside of the sensor body. Bosch sensors are the only sensors that draw reference air through a breathable wiring harness, ensuring the air sample is clean and contaminants are kept out. The threads come pre-coated with anti-seize compound right out of the box for easy installation. Bosch wideband air-fuel sensors perform as regular oxygen sensors do, but are able to measure the exact amount of oxygen in a vehicle's exhaust. Our sensors provide a signal to the vehicle's engine control unit, or ECU, that is directly proportional to the amount of oxygen in exhaust emissions. Bosch offers universal sensors that use our exclusive and patented Universal Smart Link connection system. This system has the ability to continue to function if fully submerged in water and is engineered to withstand the effects of extreme temperatures and engine vibration. It's critical that oxygen sensors are replaced at the vehicle manufacturer's suggested intervals before the sensor fails. Please note that California state regulations require that a fault code is set before replacing an oxygen sensor. Following these recommendations will prevent long-term damage to a vehicle's catalytic converter and ensures that a faulty oxygen sensor will not be the cause of lower fuel mileage or harmful emissions. An oxygen sensor's service varies on the sensor type. 1- or 2-wire unheated thimble-type sensors have a service life between 30 and 50,000 miles, while 3- to 5-wire sensors have a lifespan of up to 100,000 miles. Checking out worn oxygen sensors is a critical part of regular vehicle maintenance. An old, worn-out, or sluggish oxygen sensor can produce a variety of symptoms, including triggering a check engine light, lower fuel efficiency, causing an engine to run too rich or too lean, creating engine drivability problems, generating harmful exhaust emissions, and causing catalytic converter damage. There are several ways to diagnose a worn oxygen sensor. If your oxygen sensor is greenish or has grainy discoloration, it's likely the antifreeze has escaped and entered the combustion chamber. Replace the oxygen sensor and check the engine block, cylinder head, intake manifold, and head gasket for wear and cracks. Excessive oil consumption can result in a blackened oxygen sensor with oily contamination. Check the valve guides and seals for wear and replace the oxygen sensor if necessary. If your oxygen sensor has a dark brown discoloration, the air-fuel mixture may be too rich. Check the fuel pressure and replace the oxygen sensor. Fuel additives in gasoline can cause an oxygen sensor to have a reddish or white discoloration. If your oxygen sensor shows these characteristics, replace it and stop using fuel additives. A broken cable on the sensor can be caused by excessive cable tension. Replace the oxygen sensor and route the new cable without tension. You may also need to replace an oxygen sensor if road debris has impacted and damaged the sensor's molded cable tubing. It's critical to ensure you've purchased genuine original equipment products when replacing automotive components. All Bosch oxygen sensors have a Bosch armature logo laser-etched on the body. The tools you'll need to change your worn-out oxygen sensors will include safety glasses, a socket wrench, an oxygen sensor socket and scan tool. Professional installers may also require a DVOM or Bosch scope. Oxygen sensor-specific socket tools have a cutaway to allow the wiring harness to pass through. This allows secure removal without damage. These tools are available at most automotive retailers. To remove worn-out oxygen sensors, you'll need to raise your vehicle using a floor jack and jack stands or a vehicle lift. Next, locate and count how many oxygen sensors are on your vehicle by following the exhaust pipe. There may be sensors located before and after the catalytic converter. Once you have located the oxygen sensor, follow the wiring harness until you reach the electrical connector. Next, carefully disconnect the electrical connector by pushing in the tabs and pulling the harness apart. Finally, using an oxygen sensor socket or open-ended wrench, unscrew the oxygen sensor from the exhaust pipe. When inspecting worn oxygen sensors, look for obvious contamination, including coolant, oil, or black soot. A new sensor will not help a worn-out engine. Before you install a new Bosch oxygen sensor, be sure to clean the threads in the exhaust pipe after removing the old sensor. Do not add any additional anti-seize compound to the sensor threads, as Bosch adds a calibrated amount to its oxygen sensors during the manufacturing process. Next, insert the new oxygen sensor and hand tighten the sensor. Using an oxygen sensor socket or open-ended wrench, continue tightening another half turn or until snug. The heat of the exhaust will swell up the threads, so it's important not to over-tighten the sensor. Finally, reattach the connector end from the oxygen sensor to your vehicle, making sure the tabs lock in place and the oxygen sensor harness is properly secured away from the exhaust pipe. Follow manufacturer recommendations and government regulations when disposing of used oxygen sensors. To find your local source for high-quality Bosch automotive products, visit our website at boschautoparts.com. For professional assistance with your auto repair needs, contact an independently owned and authorized Bosch Car Service repair shop. Visit boschcarservice.us to find one near you.